Hello and welcome back to Aklilu Real Estate. Thanks for tuning in again. I hope things have been going well. And today I am going to be answering the question, what not to do when preparing to purchase a home. What should a purchaser not do when they are preparing to purchase a home? I will sort of emphasize more towards a first-time buyer, just because as they say, if it's not, if you've done it before, it's sort of like, not your first rodeo. But anyways, that being said, and this still does apply to other purchasers as well, but what are some things not to do? First and foremost, what I would strongly encourage you to do is find a realtor who actually also understand and comprehend your goals and your objectives. Someone who really takes in what you're trying to accomplish. And when you do that, ask them, what are things that I should do and what are things that I shouldn't do? Just those two questions can garner you so many good, valuable answers and tips. And that's why I said there's a multitude of things. So today I'll just try to focus on some of the things. I actually think this should be several segments if you ask me. So that being said, first, the most important thing is if you're not cash buying or getting private type of financing, you're going to be getting financing. So you really want to make sure that you're going to be committed to a loan, because this is going to be most likely your biggest purchase and your biggest asset as well, besides maybe your car. So, and I always use that, shirt example. We're not just buying a shirt. So you want someone who's really knows how to look out for you and everything that you're trying to do. So that being said, you want to know what kind of a loan you want. Do you want a 30-year? Do you want a 20-year? Do you want a 15-year? You want to look at all those things. And, having a realtor who can, help you and give you some guidance on that, it's also great. I mean, you're going to have someone from the bank, a loan officer, at the lender, but it's good to have that from a, someone you can talk to and express your goals. So the other thing is you really want to have, you don't want to have a pre-qualification letter. You want to have a pre-approval letter. And the reason is when I'm on the listing side, meaning not working with the buyers, but with the sellers, if I get several offers that come in, I am, beholden to my sellers to tell them what, I see and what I think. So if someone's got a, pre-qualification letter versus someone who has a pre-approval letter, they're just going to get a lot more weight when they're pre-approved, because they've gotten all their documents into the lender. They've all been reviewed. They've all been pre-underwritten. Essentially, they know fully the full picture financially. Whereas with a pre-qualification letter, it's just a semi-approval and it just doesn't hold that much weight. So that's very important. The other thing too is you got to know what kind of loan you're going to get. Are you going to get a conventional loan? Are you going to get an FHA loan? Are you going to go with a USDA loan or a VA, which those two are 100% loans? And again, sometimes they don't hold weight, but you got to look at your financial situation and picture and, figure out what's the best way to approach everything. Should also understand what your closing costs are going to be. They generally, I always like to tell my clients, think about between 2.5 to 3.25%. And a lot of times, it astounds me that the loan officers or the lenders don't really tell the buyers, especially the first-time buyers. And I feel like a lot of first-time buyers are either kind of winging it or feel like they're supposed to know things. And there are plenty of things that no one says, and that's usually when problems occur. Something that I want to focus on, for example, when you're in the loan process, you don't want to do anything that's going to damage your credit scores. They literally will most likely be pulling your credit scores on the day of closing to begin with. So, for example, some people just unknowingly make big ticket item purchases. They may buy washer and dryers or furniture or other pieces that they want to decorate their home with. That's a big no-no. Do not do that, because it's going to adversely affect your credit, which is then going to potentially negate your loan or your interest rate. And at that point, you could really be in a big problem. And the other thing too I want to mention is, not to get away from what your comfort zone is, because you may be approved for, Fannie or Freddie guidelines, which generally are 42% of your gross income, monthly gross income, right? And theoretically, they can be pushed up to 45% in some cases, and even a little bit higher with certain programs. That desire can set in when you start looking at properties and you're like, my budget is not really allowing me to get the, bigger home that I'd like. And you start to push and change your, initial comfort zone. So I like to have, and I do take a consultative approach. I'm not just, you're a realtor, and I like to think myself of, as friends with my clients as well. Most of them, in some way, form or another, I am, and I also like to be a trusted advisor. You don't have to take my advice, not at all, but I'm more than willing to share and offer insight, particularly because I've been doing this for a long time, and I have, multiple clients of varying degrees, but I've seen people literally grow before me. Started off 15 years ago with one property, and now they have, I'm building a portfolio of properties for them, and I'd love to be able to do that for my clients, help them build and attain wealth that way. Those are some things. There's a whole lot more, but allowing someone who's seasoned and diligent to work with you, it makes a big difference. But someone who understands you, a realtor who understands you, I think is going to go a long way. That being said, too, there are certain things that people do. What not to do is don't withdraw large amounts of money and then deposit them into an account, because your money needs to be seasoned. Underwriters need to see that it's been there, sitting there, so they don't like to see unusual things happen like that, and that will go against you. Even if you think you're trying to make yourself look better for the loan, actually it goes against you, and it could literally lose you your loan and your house, especially when you're under contract and you have obligations to perform that within that contract. It can be really, really a bad situation. So those are some of the things not to do. I'm more than happy if you email me, call me, text me, and we can go over many more things. There's a lot of tips that I promise you could come super handy. Another thing too is, it's good to also look at programs if you're a first-time buyer. Find out if, within, your area, if there is a down payment assistance or a grant that can help with closing costs. And other forms of costs that you'll accrue in the purchase. I thank you for tuning in once again. I appreciate everyone who's sending in these questions. And again, on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram, and send me an email or text, or give me a call if you're interested in doing something, whether it's purchasing, selling, or even if you're just trying to prepare. I'll be more than happy to work with you to get a roadmap in front of us to get you on to purchasing a property or selling it, okay? Thanks again, and I'll be in touch with you.